Hello everyone, this is Vickieverlie, the Rock and Roll Prophetess, and today we're going to take a look at the full moon read for February 5th, 2023, 1:29 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be our full moon in Leo, which happens every year at this time as the moon opposes the sun and the full moon opposes the sun in Aquarius. This isn't very much an intuitive reading, although it's based in astrology. I absolutely color outside the lines and get a lot of psychic downloads as we go along. Some of it may make sense with conventional astrology, and some of it may not. But if I get a message, I'm saying it. Okay. A real quick announcement: my new book is out, will be out by the time this airs, and it's called the Transmissions for Humanity, Book 3. It's called The Way of the Spirit. And it is the third installment in the Transmissions for Humanity series. One second, I need to drink water. In this one, we get a lot more into galactic origins and things of this nature. But as always, it's filled with a variety of questions answered from the guides. So if that kind of thing interests you, please do check it out. It's available on the Kindle Lending Library for free. It's available on Audible, and also I'm going to be doing the first live session. I know it's weird to start something on a full moon, but I am going to be doing the first live interaction. We're going to start with book 1, and we're going to go through and do the discussion group, and it looks like it's going to be on February. I'm going to pick this date because it just feels like it's a good date. All right, it'll be at 2 p.m. Eastern but I'll make some announcements about it if you're interested. Now let's dive into this chart here. So yes, it's the full moon in Leo. So the full moon in Leo, right away we want to say, the Leo energy is, look at me, here I am. And the full moon is going to reveal something. Or it could be, this is the way I'm looking at it. Like I'm going to reveal something that I've been working on for years here, But things could be revealed in your life. Or you may want to do some sort of a reveal. I'm feeling like some people are going to come out with some shocking news. I'm feeling all kinds of different shocking news, like I'm having an affair, or I'm gay, or I'm trans, Like I think people are going to be making these big announcements to be true to themselves. This is a time to really, I'm going to make a quick little noise here. This is a time to be really true to yourself, because that's what Leo is. It's ruled by the sun. It's you letting your sun shine, letting your freak flag fly, really putting yourself, out there to the world, and just whoever you are. It might not even be anything to do with your sexuality in any way. It could, or may or may not. There is a loose trine to the Mars energy, which is sexuality, but it's just like letting, and it feels like they're saying things that are hidden are going to be coming to light. So anything that you are wanting to just make this proclamation, this is the time, the full moon of proclamations. And just like what I'm seeing is like people like have a cloak, or they're kind of hiding, and they're just throwing the cloak off, like, here I am, world, take a gander. Take a gander. That's straight from the guides. That's not my vocabulary. Take a gander at me. Here I am, And so, and then when I see the cape come off, it almost reminds me of Liberace. So that's kind of when I went for that. Maybe somebody might be coming out as gay or whatever. But the flamboyance, the Leo flamboyance of, here I am, no shame, this is it, and take it or leave it. Here I am. And the pride, and showing off, who you are with pride and with joy, joyful pride. The fifth house, Leo, fifth house, same vibration, same energy. It is a lot about, children. It's a lot about children. It's a lot about having fun, being playful, these kinds of things. It's putting yourself really out there and having fun with it. Whatever the case may be, it's a time to really have fun with it. And take life with a bit of glee, a bit of joy, a bit of playfulness, a bit of childlike enthusiasm and glee and mirth. The guys are coming through with mirth and glee. Because, it's trining the Chiron in Aries. That's a pretty tight orb. They're only 4 degrees, not, off. And so there can be this healing. Doing this big reveal can be very healing if you've been carrying a burden, if there's things that have been hidden, or it feels like the ten of rods leading up to this, like the ten of rods in the tarot. Let me pull that card out for you real quick, of this carrying this heavy burden, or even a little bit of that card, you know, the cloak that I keep seeing. They keep showing me this cloak, and you're like, they're hiding in the cloak, and the next thing you know, it's Liberace, you know. Going from this to full-blown Liberace cape, you know, stuff like that. Oh boy, am I not going to find the Ten of Rods? Oh, jeez. Well, it's the guy with the big 10. It's on the Led Zeppelin album, with the guy with the sticks on his back and everything. There's a Led Zeppelin album that has that 10 of rods on the cover, or somewhere, maybe on the inner sleeve or something. But I'm sure you all are. I'm going to go one more scan through the deck. There he is. You know, it reminds me of that card a lot, where, you know, there's something you're just carrying, and it's just, you could think of the way it's being shown to me by the guides. It's like you could think of this cloak as like even just being wet and cold and heavy, and you're carrying all this heavy stuff, and then bam. Take the cloak off and you're all shiny and new, and here I am. So, and with all the stuff in Aries, it comes back to this being true to yourself. It comes back to being true to yourself. And this is a major, I know it's done to death these days, but it's a major of loving yourself. Leos, if anybody loves themselves, it's the Leos. They love themselves. And that's a cool, you know, we all need to do that. I mean, it can get, with the Aries too, it can get a little bit, you know, egotistical, perhaps. So you might want to try to dial that, keep that in track, you know, in check a little, but don't diminish your own light. Don't diminish your right to shine, to your right to be in the world. You reveal your true essence to everyone, and, you know, let your soul shine. Gotta let your soul shine till the break of day, right? Isn't that Allman Brothers or somebody? I think so. It's a good tune. Anyways, yeah, so it's shining. I mean, it's shining. So funny. It's trining, but I'm saying it's shining. You know, Freudian slip. It's trining the Chiron pretty tight orb, and then we have the Juno also in 11. Juno conjunct Chiron. Ooh, sorry about that. Yeah, so Juno, you know, wants to is also about love, beauty, relationships, marriage. She's the queen of the gods, you know, and she shines in beauty also. We've also got, you know, over here the Venus. I always relate Juno to Venus. To me, they're very similar. So there's this beautiful feminine energy, but there needs to be an adjustment. An adjustment has to be made, and that's about coming back to this, you know, being your true self. We all have these unique gifts. You never want to try to be like somebody else. If you're going to be like somebody else, you can possibly achieve some success, and maybe it's even in the material world you will receive success, achieve and receive success. But if you're not being true to yourself, you're not doing your soul mission. And when we do our soul missions, and when we're true to ourselves, that's when our light really shines the brightest. We're not emulating somebody else. We're drawing from source, from the sun, the source of life, the true, the true source of life, our true, and the sun energy of Leo, sun, it also rules the heart chakra. Leo is of the heart, so it's really coming from the heart. You know, it's not like copying somebody else word for word, and then, you know, okay, here I can do, you know. You see, it's so rampant on the internet. I mean, it's rampant on YouTube, clearly, you know, but it's rampant everywhere. When I do the t-shirt design, people just blatantly steal their designs. If you've ever engaged in Etsy, which I used to sell a lot on Etsy, anybody who comes up with a cute idea on Etsy and has success, everybody's copying them. And then everybody's copying them and undercutting them. And I've seen instances of, I'm looking at what they're selling it for, and I'm like, they can't even afford to make it for that. So just to be the top seller, You're going to lose money on a product that somebody actually, it came through their heart and soul, but you're going to be so petty and vicious that you're going to copy it, and then you're going to sell it so cheap that everybody buys your cheap knockoff, you know? Don't be a cheap knockoff. Be your authentic self, because you have a gift to give to the world. You have a song to sing. You have your unique quality. And what this could be, even for some, if you're sitting out there saying, well, I don't know. I don't know what my unique quality is. I mean, I really don't know. Ask, and this Leo moon could reveal exactly that to you. Where you do shine, where you do glow, and what makes your heart sing, that comes from your heart, not inward to outwards expression, not by what somebody else is doing or has done. Sure, you know, and I love to read biography. I used to love to read biographies, and I used to love that show Biography, because it's not that I'm going to take the exact path to them, but everybody, you know, has these, you know, everybody struggled along the way. Everybody has their trials and tribulations that they have to go through, and it's inspiring to see how they overcame their trials and tribulations. That's inspiring. Or, you know, the things that they've accomplished in their lives, yes, that's inspiring. But to go and try to just copy somebody exact, you know, even word for word in some cases, you know, if you're on Etsy, if you're selling on Etsy or eBay and you copy somebody word for word in your listing, you get flagged and taken down for that stuff, you know. And that's definitely not the case on other platforms, you know. But I have a human ego too, so I get a little, you know, come up with your own thing already. But, you know, and the heart, you know, the heart is its strongest when expressing love. So express love, express through the heart, express through the joyous nature of the fifth house Leo energy, of the childlike energy. You know, children are just free, and, you know, they don't judge until they're taught to judge. You know, they don't judge others. They're just all about, hey, I'm here and I'm living life and I'm having fun and I'm ready to party. I'm here, and this ain't no party. This ain't no disco. That's your shadow self coming in. This ain't no party. This ain't no disco. This ain't no fooling around. Toss that out the window. It's time for all that. Party, disco, if that's your thing, and fool around for sure. Alright, we've got the Jupiter over here at 6 degrees in Aries, and we've got this little stellium of Aries. So yeah, it's focused on self. It's focused on determination and drive to get to accomplishment. We want to start new things. We want to initiate new things, even though it's the full moon. The full moon, I'm initiating something, like I said. The full moon can bring about, well, how can I do it? How can I initiate this thing? How can I be my true authentic self? How can I be in my most powerful expression of my sun energy and coming from the heart? That can be revealed to you. And then you can hit the ground running they're coming up with. So this, 6 degrees of Aries is exact opposition to our Ceres here at 6 degrees of Libra. You know, and Ceres is the harvest, the goddess of the harvest. It's food related. Jupiter and Aries, what this is telling me is that Jupiter and Aries, like, yeah, me, look at me. It's all about me. First house, me, myself, and I. Look at me. But then you've got to take into account the other person. How does the other person feel? Leave no, no marks behind. You don't have to. There's an old expression, an old adage, but they're showing me it, but I'm not. It's not coming into my brain the right way to say it. But basically, don't leave nobody hurt in your path. You don't have to. Yeah, it's all about me and stomp all over other people. You want to. We want to keep this in mind. We want to be kind. Libra's very much a kindness energy, right? And we want to also, for some, this could absolutely be a partnership that is formed. When you shine your light like this, hey, here I am. I'm whatever. I'm shining my light. I keep thinking, show me this cape being thrown off. So here I'm shining my light so bright, and then this other person says, oh, I dig that too. Not in a way of, oh, I can do that too, so I'm going to steal your idea and copy you. But in a way like, hey, you rock. I want to do this with you. You know, I like that too. And I never knew you like that. If you don't tell people, how are they going to know? You know, guess what? I like that too. And guess what? Because this is the harvest, I can help you harvest that. I can help you turn this into a commodity, if that, but not in such a harsh, it's all about the money way. In a way of, hey, you know, connection, people, connecting with people and things like that. All right, what else we got going on? Uranus is squaring, Uranus is squaring this. So where's old Uranus over here? Yeah, pretty close. 15, 16 degrees, yeah, real close. We've got a T-square with Uranus, and then the vertex over here. I use the vertex because I noticed in natal charts by transit, a lot of cool shit can happen when that vertex gets activated. And I just forgot to take it out of this chart. Here's another thing, a real side note here. If I'm not opening for the year ahead, I might be by the time this full moon is. I mean the Aries Ingress. But if there's ever an astrology reading that I do for you, there's not that many. There's the soul reading, and then I do the quarterly Ingress readings, where I'm actually running your chart. Most of the time I work out of the ephemeris and do just tarot for your readings, but there's a few readings where I do actually run your chart. And when I run your chart, I don't use the flat wheel, and I don't use whole sign astrology. I run your actual chart, but I do use, for your astrology buffs out there, a little side note, I do use Koch house system, Koch. And I don't know why, that's what my teacher used, and most people use Placidus. So, but the thing is, I will run your actual chart, and we will see your actual houses. If you're used to your chart in Placidus, there could be some slight, this ascendant, descendant, 10th, 4th, you know, that's all going to stay the same. But there is sometimes a little bit of a little shifting in there. But I just realized that, you know, people might think that I just do this flat wheel when I do their astrology. I don't. It's your real chart. And then I do the bi-wheel and put your transits around it, like that's for the, you know, the Ingress. It may or may not be available, probably not until actually we get into February. But just a little side note, I've been meaning to announce that I just use this flat wheel, or the whole sign, flat wheel meaning Aries on the ascendant, because it's just for this universal reading. It's more easy to understand and apply to everybody. Okay, back to this. Yeah, but we were talking about this square Uranus with the vertex. So really wild and crazy guys. Steve Martin and them. We are two wild and crazy guys. So two wild and crazy guys may show up, or there may be some wild and crazy like coincidences, synchronicities with the vertex and Uranus. Uranus, things will just turn on a dime. Anything can happen, and probably will. That's what the guidance just came through with. So exciting changes, you know, changeable things, exciting and changeable things could happen by you not, you know, by really putting yourself out there, really showing who you are in the most positive way, really letting your heart sing. What is that wild thing? You make my heart sing. You make everything groovy. Wild thing. Maybe be a little wild. Be a little bit of a wild thing. You know, you might want to do that. Again, with maybe put this, anybody knows this in the comments, tread not, or something. You know, keep others in mind. There's that saying, you know, don't step on other people on your way there. But, yeah, putting yourself out there. And or maybe you could be on the other foot. Maybe somebody else is coming out, and you're like, it's shocking or surprising to you. But it doesn't feel like shocking and surprising. Let's string them up. Let's burn the witch. You know, oh my God, they're gay, or oh my God, they're trans, or oh my God, they're this. Let's, you know, turn against them. It's like, oh no shit. So that could be too. Like if you were afraid to say something, or maybe somebody's afraid to say something to you. So if that's the case, be open and receptive. Be like, okay, cool. I love you anyway. I love you more. You're great. You're awesome. You know, it's all good. Because the more diversity, and we're not meant to be mindless robots marching off into oblivion through the metal door is what they're showing me, like all these people marching down to this metal door. You know, we came here to do the dance. That's what they're saying. Do the dance of life. Dance in the dance of life. Dance in the joyous dance of life. That's what they're saying. We came here to do the dance. So it's time to get dancing, everybody. Yeah. All right, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Pluto conjunct Mercury. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, it's a 6 degrees, but it's in there. Yeah, it's totally in there. And what else is Pluto and Mercury doing? It's sextiling our Neptune over here. Well, you know, this is great for writers, creatives, if you've been stuck again. This is also, if you are a creative, don't try to stay in conventional things. Maybe your stuff is just way out there, or maybe you're going to write this story or this book that's just way out there, and nobody else is doing. If nobody else is doing something like it, then definitely do it. Definitely do it. Again, we don't want to be these drones just copying other people, you know. And just because you know how to work the algorithm better or whatever, SEO, then, you know, everybody goes and thinks you're the one. That's so low vibe, and that's just so whatever. You know, big breakthroughs, big lightning bolts of ideas, big awareness, yeah. And then big connection with spirit. You know, big with this, you can get these big, because, you know, Neptune is the realm of spirit for the most part. You know, we got the Neptune energy, we got Venus, Neptune, and Vesta all over here in this, and Vesta is also even a tighter sextile here to Pluto. This is that spirit, grooving in that spiritual energy, swimming in that soup, swimming in that ocean of the subconscious mind, the collective conscious. And it's like this is the dream. And a lot of times you wake up from the dream and you can't hardly remember it, or you just have fragments of it and you can't really get it down. You know, it's like that. Well, that's how this creative flow goes. And these messages from the universe that are trying to align you with your true soul's calling. Letting your freak flag fly, being your true self. This kind of stuff is like, yeah, I'm getting it. I'm writing it down. I'm remembering it. I'm connected to the flow, and I'm translating it into the 3D reality, especially when it's in this very grounded earth sign of Capricorn, and it's Mercury. I have Mercury. This is actually right on my Mercury, almost. I have Mercury at 20 degrees of Capricorn. So that's another reason I'm going to start those live things on this day. I have a whole bunch of cool aspects happening this day, with the moon being there, and I have Leo 10th house, so I thought it was cool. But anyways, you know, you could be getting that flow, not forgetting it. Or, you know, if you watch my readings, that'll happen here. Go, oh, I'm getting something. Oh, dang, it got away. You know, that happens, and everybody's experienced that. It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, shit, it got away. This, it might not get away. You can capture it. You can grab it. You can bring it into the 3D reality. There will be a flow. There's a flow established. They're locking in together. And then with Vesta, you know, there's a lot of comfort that can bring a lot of comfort. A lot of comfort within the disruptive nature of the Pluto vibration and the Pluto energy and the Pluto wanting to tear it down and change it and make it different and everything. Let's see. Anything else that I'm missing here? I'm just looking. Venus is squaring Mars. It's another thing I have natally. So I'm a little bit... You know, I have Venus square Mars in my natal chart, and people always like, oh, Venus square Mars, you're difficult in relationship. Well, maybe I am, but I don't know that that's necessarily a, you know, a cut and dry answer. Every time I see this in a chart, I'm just kind of like, well, all right. You know, I'm just kind of like, I have personal bias invested in it or something. But Venus square Mars, you know, that can be difficulty in relationships and love relationships. That can bring about... This can be, though, sometimes with this Venus square Mars energy, that's that friction that ignites that sexuality, you know. With the Mars in Aquarius, Mars in Gemini, rather, you might get turned on by somebody's words. You know, this could be an affair that starts just by, you know, typing or email, you know, messaging or DMing, or, you know, some kind of a, you know, online thing where you're just talking. You haven't even met, but you're getting turned on by their words. You know, with the Gemini thing, by their messages, you get a, you know, you're falling in love with them. Well, what can happen too with the Venus and Pisces, you know, you might be falling in love with them, but the Venus, you're having an illusion about it. You know, you're making it into your own fantasy person that with qualities that they don't really embody, which you got to watch out for that. And the Gemini, the downside of that can be a bullshitter. Mars, especially with Mars, you know, braggart, a bullshitter. You know, that's that snake oil salesman vibe. I mean, there's positive and negative. So be wary of that too. Are you being, you know, getting a snow job here? Are you getting snowed or whatever? Are you getting pulled into an illusion? But it could be exciting, you know, but it depends. It's not going to be the same for everybody. And you just go in with your eyes open and, you know, don't, you know, make sure that you know who you're really dealing with. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that Mercury with the Neptune, that's great for communication. Really great for communication and getting those downloads and that kind of thing. Mercury sextile the Neptune, that's what we were talking about. Venus square the Mars, we talked about that. Saturn trying the ascendant, we're not even counting the ascendant in this. Yeah, and the Sun opposed the moon, obviously, because it's a full moon. Yeah, so the strongest thing is really this big square thing. Or if you don't count the vertex, we at least have a T-square here. So, you know, when squares happen, make things happen, strange and unusual things can happen. You could meet somebody unexpectedly, too. Especially if you have 11, 12 degrees, any kind of, your own Venus-Mars is getting aspected around that, you know, around those spots there. Because then it's also going to be the 15 with the, you know, the 16. So, you know, if you're looking for love, you could totally meet somebody unexpectedly through Gemini kinds of things, through your own neighborhood, or through maybe a book club, you know, writing, or some kind, at a library, if anybody goes to the libraries anymore, you know, things like that, or, you know, book discussion group, or some kind of, you know, thing like that, or even a book Facebook group or something, you know, like that. You could meet somebody, and there could be this, you know, psychic, spiritual attraction, and you like their words. Again, just, you know, be careful. The other thing is the part of fortune is at this 0 degree here of Capricorn. I really like that. There's this, so what I'm getting on this is there could be something going back to the last solstice when the sun went 0 degree back to December 21st. So it might even be something that you were working on then, or you were thinking about putting out around that time, or some, excuse me, that's some, a corner that you turn the corner. That's what they're coming through. They're coming through with. You turn the corner at that point, and now it's like now there's no turning back. That's what they're saying. You've turned the corner and there's no turning back. So you might as well just put it out there, let the world know, here I am. Let that freak flag fly. You might be surprised at how many other freaks like you are out there, right? Probably a lot. And you never knew it until you revealed. All will be revealed. All will be revealed. Ba da 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 da. All right, everybody. Anyways, hey, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm gonna probably release this before the couple days before, but when we get into actual month of February, definitely the Aries Ingress reading is going to be available. And so if you want to get on that in February, it will be available. Please do check out my book. I'm really excited about it. You know, you're kind of, if you start at the beginning, you're kind of coming along on the journey with me. You know, I was a little shy about the channeling at first, and I was asking some really kind of safe questions. But now we're talking about letting your freak flag fly. Yeah. I mean, we're getting into galactic stuff. We're getting into all. And you could jump in just on book 3 or in book 2. It's not mandatory to read them in order at all, because it's just a series of questions. I'm asking them questions and I'm getting answers. And that's what's so cool about this book, too, is that in all these books, these channel books, because I know it's not me. You know, because they don't just agree with my preconceived notions. You know, they're not just reinforcing what I thought ahead of time. I'm learning. It's a learning process for me. And many times, I'll say, "Isn't this blah blah blah?" And they're like, "No, actually, blah blah blah." You know, so they're just not. I'm learning. It's a learning process, and it's interesting. I'm interested in it. Clearly, I'm on starting my 4th book on it. So. Check it out if you're interested in that. If not, if you just tune in for the astrology, thanks for showing up and hanging out. Let your freak flag fly. Happy full moon in Leo on February 5th of 2023. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Have the best month ever, best full moon, and we'll talk again soon. Okay.